Hello, 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 hello. All right, guys. So we're going to get started just right into this, okay? Oh, I mean, that ended up bouncing up. All right. So we're currently looking at the trend. I've been struggling with this market today. It was not working out in my favor. I didn't take any trades, to be honest. I'm trading my live account today, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this. This is a fresh account. Um, just to prove Express account, you can see right there. Let's get started. All right, so we can see right here we are making lower highs, lower lows. I did want to add something to my chart. Give me 1 second. Let me add a volume profile, visible range. Okay, and let me add this. I want row size to be 2. Oh, row size to be how many minutes in a day? 60. And the market's open for about 6 hours and 30 minutes. So 390. I want 390 rolls. Okay. I do want the POC. I want that in black. I want this green. I want this red. You know what? Let's just keep it all the same. I just want volume. Width of the box 20. Yeah, let's do 18%. I don't want it that big. There you go. All right, so we have our PSC up here. Again, this market looks bearish to me. I don't really see much coming out of this except bearish movement. So I'm looking for trades to the downside, just to be completely honest. We have made a higher high right here that has failed. And if we look at this, let me scroll out a little bit. We have a lot of volume down here. So if I'm drawing a line, we have volume right here. We don't have volume over here. So if we're taking out people's volume, we're going to be grabbing right below this point. So we're going to be grabbing this wick down here. And again, if we're taking out volume, our other POC is going to be right there. So we might take out this wick as well. We might come down to here. So this would be the range I would be looking at between here and here. And the reason why I'm looking at that range, we're looking at the POC first, and we're going to look at the Fibonacci for me. Okay, so we created a higher high right here, even though it doesn't look like it. And you can see the fib lines up around that range as well, with it being down here. So what I want is we have the area right here. We have the fib, we have the POC down here. So I want to draw it from a value area. So from where this comes to down here. Okay, and anywhere within this range is somewhere where I'd be looking for a trade. So this is the only place I would be looking to go bullish at, okay? We are currently bearish right here, so we can look for a bearish trade. We have that bearishness on that. Let me look at here. We grab liquidity right here, and we reject it immediately. So if I do see this come down here, I would want to see a hold. I want to see a second failure right here. All right. I like to see a second failure, and that gives me an indication that we're moving lower. But if this is a change of structure, if this is, so this is either acting as liquidity or a change of structure. And all I want to see is a confirmation. I want to see a pretty strong candle to one direction. Okay, I don't need it to be that big. So I just want to see a strong candle give me an indication of which direction we're going to go to. And what I can do is I can scroll my screen so I only see this amount right here. And we have our POC right here. Most likely what it's going to do is we have this as the main point. So down here, we can see that this is an area where there's little resistance. So buyers might come in and try to push this back up here. This might be one area where they could push it back up. And so we might see something like this. We might see a bounce and a continuation back above. And if we do continue back above, the most likely outcome is coming back up for this high. I don't really see much more. Let me scroll out to this previous high range. So we had this high, we had this low, we broke the range. And if we come back up, we might come back up to this POC up here. So this would be a potential direction, potential area I would want to look at. And let me see where that lines up with. Does that line up with my Fibonacci zone? My Fibonacci zone might actually come above. Yes, my Fibonacci zone is above. So, I mean, I'm not really confident. I'm more bearish long term, I feel like right now. So we're going to be looking for some bearish trades. Okay. And again, if anyone has any questions, let me know in the chat. I'm trying to pull it up right here. Scene tools. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to see. So that's one potential direction. Again, this is a fixed range. So we're just looking at where the liquidity is. I wish it would show me the value area up, value area down. Cancel that. Okay, let me make sure my volume's good here. All right. Okay. I mean, it looks like it's trying to hold. I mean, our PSC keeps on changing. So we have two areas where we could bounce off of. I mean, we have one right here, and we have the second one down here. I'm not buying that. I don't buy that. That's where it's going to bounce off of. And we did come up and we grabbed that range. I actually think this is bearish. And if I'm looking for the next target, what would I want to look for? Because we tried to push up right here. We failed. We came back down. We came up. We grabbed the liquidity. Now we're going to fail. The next area we can hold, we bounced up from a low area. Can hold this. Right below it is liquidity. So for bearish, this would be my next likely target right here. Highest probable target for a low. And then the highest probable target for a high. I don't really like any of it, but I guess up here is where a lot of liquidity rests. There's like no liquidity up here, so there's very small potential that it would make it up to there. I don't know. I wouldn't really want to take this risk. Okay, so let me scroll in. So now that we have a direction order, we scroll in and we look at this. Let's see where most of the liquidity is sitting right here. Our POC is actually at the range we want to see it. Exactly at the range we want to see it. So coming down, we might grab this liquidity right below it. Yeah, we might grab this liquidity right below it and then work our way back up for a retest. Did we grab it? We did grab it, so we might work our way back up for a retest right here. And you can see this is right at the POC, so I'm going to actually put my entry. This would be what I'm looking for, somewhere around this. And let's see if this holds here. I want to see some sort of retest at this area. Remember, we had a rejection potential right here. Down here, rejection right there. Let's see if it gives me some sort of setup here. It looks like we're going straight down. Let me look at the 500. Straight down on the 500. You know, grabbing liquidity. We have the second order block down here, right at the bottom of the range that we could bounce off of potentially. Always take a pretty high risk to reward here. Let's see what it gives me. And remember, I marked out this range right here for potential rejection. Potentially coming back upwards. Again, we're showing a lot of rejection here. I don't like the fact that this is moving down so quickly. Right below here, I honestly see buyers stepping in around here, and this is not a bad risk to reward around this range. Sorry, I know I'm moving this around a lot. I'm just looking, trying to get the right angle. So we have our POC up here. We're no longer going to retest up to this. Strong candle in one direction. I want to go to the 100. I want to see how this reacts right here. It's going to give me any strength. Any bullish engulfing candle I might take. No, just continue weakness. Okay. Just a lot of selling pressure here. We are going to come back up the area we want to see it come back up to. I mean, I don't think we can work our way all the way back up there, nor do I think it's going to make it back up there. So I feel like we missed the opportunity for a trade. And it looks like it's just going to continue moving straight down, which is fine. That was my original bias. I just didn't expect there not to be another retest after grabbing this liquidity. My better entry would have been up here after it failed, created that gap right there. I just hoped that they would create another sort of structure. Coming all the way straight down. So I missed a trade potentially, but it wasn't the best confirmation and it didn't fit my strategy. I would say, actually, no, it perfectly fit my strategy, to be honest. Right there. Not only right there, we grabbed the liquidity right above it. Yeah, this is like a perfect setup for me. I don't know what I'm thinking. I was on the wrong time frame analyzing, but let me show you why. We have the gap that formed. So there's an imbalance of structure. That means more orders coming in than needed. A lot of bullish order flow was coming in. And then with that bullish order flow, we saw a quick correction. And the reason why is the higher time frame. We're bearish. First of all, we're moving downwards. But also with this higher time frame, we expect that price needs to move, kind of grab liquidity before we see a strong move lower and consolidate. Okay. So since we got this consolidation here, this is what gave me the confirmation. This would have given me the confirmation if I checked. We got this consolidation here. We had a high, low, high. We broke this low. And not only did we break this low, we retested once. We failed at this gap where we broke the low. We tested twice. And then we failed again. So that's double confirmation. You could have had a double position here. And you could have traded this down to the first take profit and then all the way down to the second take profit down here. I am very bearish at this current moment still. So we'll see what this does. Showing a lot of weakness. It's very hard to make this visible, easy on the eyes right now. I don't need this right now. This failed, so I don't need that. Don't need that. Yeah, so I missed out on one trade. That's okay. We'll see if it gives us any other setups. Okay. Let me look at MGC on gold quickly and see if there's any setups on gold. All right. Let me look at the 1,000 first. I'm going to trade it pretty and see where we're moving. I think we were bearish on gold. Am I correct? We were bearish. Yes, we are. So we have a higher time frame range right here. Where are we heading up to? POC. We have this area up here. Not only do we have that, we have a large structure, potentially even coming up higher here, grabbing this liquidity later on. Let me see what this setup is. Grab that, grab that. Yeah, grab this liquidity up here. It's one potential. Okay. We move down. So we have, this is a area to hold. This is acting as an order block. Below it, we have clear liquidity right here, where there's a lot of people with orders. So this could be a liquidity entry. And since that's liquidity, technically that's not a higher high or a higher low. Realistically, we're looking for a retracement down to here, to this order block down there. And it doesn't have to, it can come a little bit higher, but anywhere between this range is what we're looking for. So that liquidity looks very very possible. And then if we look at a liquidity grab right here, we had this gap, we came up once, we failed below it, we came up, tried to grab a high again, and we failed again. So what we might see is we might see a third push upwards and then a failure, around grabbing this liquidity. Let me see. Or coming up to here. Somewhere between this range is where I would want to see a failure at. Yeah, so we had this gap right there. Between this range is what I'm looking for a failure. And then maybe potentially there might be a trade to the downside. I don't have a clear bias on this trade. It's not very obvious where this might go, to be honest. Let me see. I honestly just don't even see this holding here. I think this is going to come down and not only grab this POC, it's going to come all the way down to here. I don't think we're going to hold. Although I would love to see it hold right here. I don't think we will. Let's look at the lower time frame. Got a POC right here. So we have the high, low. Get this. We created this range, which potentially can bounce off of. I don't need this anymore. Looks like we're rejecting straight down. I don't need that anymore. We are technically bullish. It's just been hard. This market has not been nice recently. I mean, this is just giving me, you know, giving me nothing. I don't see a way that this is going to move upwards, though. I'm very bearish on this. See if I can find my strategy here. We have an order block right there. Just want to see some volume. This is a POC. Retest back into some sort of range right here. We failed. If we're going to retest back up. Nope, we failed. Okay, let me turn this off for 1 second. My chart's pretty ugly. I don't know what happened there. Potentially coming back up. This is the retest zone I'm looking for. This was the previous high and low. So we're going to see if we retest back up to that trading zone. But again, it's not a high likelihood trade. I mean, I can't point that out enough. And again, we did have liquidity down here. So it might show a setup right here. What I could do is I could trade. This is not a bad trade right here. Let's see how this closes. It's giving me a lot of liquidity. I need to figure out what my risk is. I want to risk 200. Ooh, not the best. I mean, I want to risk 100. Getting a 1-to-1 right now. Not the best. Okay, that's a little bit better. I'm fine risking 156. Don't like that rejection per se. I guess when we're so bearish, I should have really not taken this long trade. But it's just an instant rejection. That's not good. Should have waited some more confirmation, especially since our higher time frame is low. God, what am I doing? That's not a great trade at all. I'm forcing a trade. The best analogy I've found is it's like a going to work and fixing something that doesn't need to be fixed, or doing work that doesn't need to be done. And that's what I found myself doing right there. Potentially, it's going to be the retest now. I mean, I don't want to take a risk, but if it gives me the setup, I have to take the setup entry, because this is going to give me way too good of a risk to reward here. If it gives me some strong momentum, strong candlesticks here. Looks like we're trying. We fell here, then we're moving down. We're trying our best to break up. We failed. Nope, we failed again. 3 times the charm. How bearish are we? 500. Potentially a retest back up from here. I mean, this is an area where I could see this retest back up. I just need to see some liquidity come out of this. Looks like we failed immediately off of it. It's just failing. Yeah, we're failing. Oh, I didn't mean to enter with that high of a amount. But hey. This is gonna 100% reject and come back up. But we can play this pretty safe. The fact, we have an order block right there. This is just I'm forcing a trade again. Not a good trade. We're at a POC. We came back down below. This is bullish. We could see, we could hope this is going to fail. I don't think it will. This is 100% a fake out right here. I would love to see it break straight down. Do I think it's going to break straight down? No. Can I get out of this position? That's the real question. Oh, it did. Okay, we'll take that. I want to see it move all the way down, come down for the range. What was I risking again? I was risking 200, right? So yeah, so if this comes back down, that's fine. 190, 200, I need 300 to exit partials, then I might trail a little bit further, maybe down to, I don't think it will come all the way down to there. It's going to come back out and stop me out now. Maybe, I don't know. This market's difficult. I might just stop trading. I don't like how this is reacting at all. I don't like this one bit. Yeah, I don't like how this market's reacting at all. It came down. Why? Oh my God, dude, that threw me off so much. Why did my liquidity move? Shoot. Dude, that's annoying. My liquidity marker moved. We have POC. I mean, I'm still bearish here, but come on. Turn this off. This thing is annoying me. It failed. It came down. Kept my stop above there. It would have worked, but oh, dude, what a move. POC came back up. We grabbed the liquidity like I said we would and just didn't take any of the good trades here. Let me go back to MNQ, see if anything's setting up here. Wow, it's just completely down. It's just moving. MNQ is just moving down. That's crazy. I mean, I drew a line here for some reason. I don't remember why. Oh, this was my highest probable target. I remember now. This is the most likely area I said that would have hit to. So I only entered with one contract because I don't want to get caught on a retest, especially if it's moving bullish. And I'm just going to slowly add contracts every retracement back up we get. Okay, let's see if we fail. Stop sell for 2. We're at the area right there. Is he going to stop me out right here or it's going to move down? We're going to get a retest here. I don't want to take the risk on it until I have to. Okay, there we go. Okay, break even. This point, once we get a failure, this might work itself up higher, to be honest. So that's why I'm moving to break even. Tried to trail in some, areas, try to scalp in some contracts right there. Didn't work out. That means we're coming up for another retest, back up higher, potentially for the, and this one we can trade. So we can look at the retest back upwards. Failed. I don't really see much more that we could retest back up to here without coming and grabbing some liquidity. I'd honestly just want to see a liquidity grab here. There you go. Okay, and then we add to the position, stop sell for 2 more down here. I would have liked to get a better entry there, but I mean, I guess it wanted to retest upwards. This is a very strong. This market's moving very quickly, which is nice. I am forcing a trade, so if this one doesn't end up working out, then I might exit. I don't want to see this tap me in immediately. I would prefer to see this retest back upwards. That's not what I wanted to see, but that's okay. Okay, we're going to get a retest. I want to see a failure here. We're risking 64. So we'll add to the position again every time we fail. Or if we get a retest, I'll add to the position as well. I really don't want to see a retest here. Because it means it's going to come up all the way for this liquidity. And honestly, that makes a lot more sense. Risking 64 to 140. And I really don't want to see it come all the way up for this liquidity. This is a fake out right there. So I'm going to move this back up to here. This is honestly faking me out, and that's going to come all the way up to here, which I'm fine with. Second liquidity grab is always not a bad thing. Okay, we get another failure. We can add another 2 contracts. Once I get some confirmation that this failure is holding. Don't like the fact that it moved up that quickly. It's showing me a lot of strength right now, which is not what I want to see. I'm not moving my stop up anymore. And it's going to stop me out if it wants to stop me out. Yeah. Okay, bearish engulfing right there. I really don't want to see the liquidity be grabbed. 1,000. This is not a good trade either. This will probably be my final trade of the day, just so I don't get stuck in no man's land. Let's see a retest here. See if we can get a failure on the retest. This is such a strong move upwards. I'm not a huge fan of it. But we'll see if it fails. I mean, it's not great. It might move straight down, which is always good. You can see how poor my entry was. Originally, I thought this was the liquidity grab. This is the move down, and it somehow filled me down here when I was trying to get filled up here. I should put a limit order, but breaking straight back up here. We might get a retest back up to this range here. Let's see how this is looking. This might honestly come all the way back up to this wick, and it probably was better not to stay in this trade. Stop sell for 2 more, and then I'm going to add a limit sell. I don't want to see it come all the way up here. I don't mind a liquidity grab in this range. We're just showing so much weakness here. This is the first sign of life that we're having. See what's the left. There is an order block to the left. And this could easily bounce upwards here. Let me not. I'm very tempted to leave if this thing doesn't break straight down right now. Stop sell. I don't want to see any retest. I don't want to see it move up higher here. The reason why I'm tempted to leave is it's just like this is weak structure technically. The issues were at an order blocker over here, so I need to see this move quickly through this zone right there, which it might do that. It might, but it's always a tricky thing. It likes to, you know, everyone's in a short position right now, so the odds of the short position continuing is less likely as we move on. So that's why I'm very hesitant to stay in this trade. The reason I am adding 3 contracts right here is it could potentially burst straight down. I can move my stop to break even and potentially get a move. I might do 2 contracts instead. See if we can move down. This thing is just hesitating as can be. We did fail to break higher, which is always a good sign there. Okay. We're only risking $50 now to potentially get 125, I want at least 150. This thing's going to retest up and grab. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'll take the 2 losses on my neck today, and we'll try again tomorrow. 2 days of losses. All right, you guys have a great day. Yeah, and that's where it went. I came back up. Just forcing trades again. All right.